Recording in progress.
Hey there, it's Ken Scott back at you with another informative video of the Denied Entry to USA show. And you guys already know who owns the show, who the show is for. So anyway, haven't made a video for a while, just to let you guys catch up. We've been swamped with work. I don't even know where to start. What I could do, just because this is done all on the spot, let's give you guys an example of the work we've been slammed with. Let's see here. All right, guys. This right here is about a day and a half of work. 1 day and a half. Maybe not even a day and a half, maybe even a day. It took a while to go through each case. And behind that, there are stacks of other files. So we're averaging we average about 20 to 40 calls a day. And like I've said before, the vast majority do sign up. So at some point, so it's not like if they don't sign up today, they sign up, I don't know, Wednesday of, this week or even the next week or the week after. But I'd say about 99% or 90% sign up at some point. So we have not had a chance to get back to our fans, and we haven't had a chance to really make these videos because, quite frankly, we've just been way, way too busy. Apparently there's one troll that says we're not, but obviously jealousy is a bitch. But anyway, so that's why we have not been back, online as much, or these videos. So we have to decide what's more important, the videos or the workload. So today the workload is slower because it's Sunday. So I said, let me make a quick video. But today's videos are some things that happened last week that I want to touch upon. Apparently what's happening now, it looks like some competitors are telling you guys basically anything and everything just to get you guys to sign up. Now, mind you, that's nothing new, but lately they've really, really been turning up the steam. Case in point, I'm trying to think the best way I can show you guys this. There's one competitor, he's telling people who don't even need waivers or who could theoretically qualify for the lifetime. He's telling them they need waivers, they need waivers, they need waivers. And it's not the normal mellow fellow control I'm telling you about. This is someone else. But this individual is telling these people that they have to have waivers or get waivers and they don't need it. Case in point, I'll give you a good example. Let's just say that you've had an argument with the girlfriend, although I recommend never have one, but you had the argument with the girlfriend. And then Surrey RCMP gets called, yada, yada. And then the disposition of the event is, mind you, it may take 6 months, but the disposition of the event is you're not convicted. The charges are dropped, but you get a peace bond. Now, when you cross the border, the guards see that peace bond, it's going to cause them to fish. So what this competitor is telling these people is that, automatically they need a waiver, which is complete BS. You don't necessarily need it. And there's also ways that you will not have to get this waiver. Because the thing is, peace bonds eventually drop off. Let me show you guys the strategy what I'm referring to. Let's see here. Let's do a share screen. Okay, this is where is it? I've often referred to this before, but this is the actual code, the Immigration Nationality Act. And these are basically simple terms. I want to keep everything on simple terms here. These are the reasons that you'd be essentially deemed inadmissible to USA. And you guys have seen this before. That's fine. But the part I'm getting at for criminality, let's see here. Right, here we go. Criminal on related grounds. So let's just say John Smith goes to the border. He had a peace bond because he had a fight with the girlfriend in 2017. So now the peace bond, let's just say, for argument's sake, let's say the peace bond is there. So if John goes down foolishly before this bond is dropped off and the guards see it, which there's a chance they will, this is going to cause the guards to dig. And the guards know that they might be able to get John in this area, conviction of certain crimes. Now, like I said, he was not convicted, but here's how it gets tricky. In general, except as provided in clause yada yada, any alien convicted of, number one, scratch that, or who admits having committed, number two, or admits committing acts which constitute the substantive elements of crime involving moral turpitude or CIMT, yada yada yada, is inadmissible. So the peace bond will basically cause these guards to go on a fishing trip. And then once they go on that fishing trip, they'll say, hey, John, we see you have a peace bond here for such and such. Hey, what happened? Now, even though John's not convicted of this, this allows them to go on their fishing trip, like I said. And once they go on their trip, and John says, well, yeah, I had an argument with the girlfriend. I don't know, if John says I pushed her into a wall to push her away from me, which that is actually possible. Or she made up a lie saying I struck her, which is also a possibility. Or if John just pimp slapped her, so to speak, and goes the other way too, if she did the same thing to John, whatever, then the person, John or Jane or whoever, could theoretically talk themselves into needing a waiver. But you're going to need this waiver for the rest of your life. It's not a one-time thing. You're going to always need it. Now, the gentleman that reached out to us, his peace bond was years ago. It's dropped. However, he went to a competitor, and his competitor is telling him, bring the court file down. And hopefully the gentleman did not. I don't know if he did or did not. I'm wondering whether to ring him back to ask. But I know this competitor very well. And I know this competitor is only interested in money. As you guys already know, we like to make sure you guys get cleared, for life, if possible. I mean, if you need a waiver, yeah, you need a waiver. But we're not going to make you guys get a waiver unless you absolutely need it, unless there's nothing else that can be done. So the point is, this gentleman, if he brings this court file in to this individual is probably a 95% chance the individual is going to say, you need a waiver. Even though the guy's bond is likely dropped off, if the guy foolishly believes it, which I don't think he will, then that's a different story. But he believes it. He goes down there, files an application for a waiver. When he files the application, he's going to get to this section right here for the letter of explanation. He's not going to know how to word it properly or get around it this way. He's going to admit to pimp slapping Jane or yada, yada. Well, that gentleman has just talked himself into needing a waiver for the rest of his life. That guy is screwed in the sense of he needs the waiver. Now, some people might say, oh, waiver, big deal. Well, guess what, guys? That waiver is not a one-time thing. You get it every couple of years for the rest of your life. And it's going to cost you thousands of dollars over the long run that you could have saved. Not to mention the fact that down the road, let's say if you're a guy or a girl, you meet someone to get married to in USA, you're going to have a harder time getting a green card because then you might need a different type of waiver for your green card application. So it just causes so many problems down the road. People will get these waivers. And these discount waiver companies like Batman's Pardons and Waivers, who love to say, oh, waiver, waiver, waiver. That's just complete bullshit. You do not need a waiver for every offense. Case in point, there's one case we're working on, and this client used a competitor, a discount waiver company that quasi screwed them over, so to speak. And we had a chat session the other day, so not to go into any detail, but the bottom line is the case is virtually done now. And it's taken us maybe, I'd say, 6 days, where this competitor is taking a year. Because they sit around, the competitor sits around, plays pocket pool, so they're getting these cases done promptly. And as it is, I've already found mistakes in the application from the other competitor, which I won't go into. So you guys have to be really careful whom you hire for this work. And honestly, trust your gut. if your gut says it doesn't smell right, does not pass the smell test, don't indulge. The crappy part about this situation, though, this competitor, the first one I'm referring to, has a habit of, if this competitor feels that he's been slighted in the sense that or snubbed and not getting the business, this competitor has been known to rat people out to the border to say, oh, guess what? John Smith has a peace bond and it's for pip slapping the girlfriend, but because he's not convicted, he thinks he can get away. The border will take the name, birthday, yada yada. So, okay, thank you for this, because this guy loves to rat out people who won't hire him. Then next thing you know, John goes across the border. The guard says, "Hey, John, come over here." Let's say I don't know, 2 months later, and then the guard says, "Hey, what happened with the girlfriend?" The guard already has info on the screen, some info, just to make John sweat. And once John sweats, John's going to fall into this category. Now John needs a waiver just because his competitor is pissed he did not get retained. So I know exactly who it is. I don't want to say the name just yet, but I will in time. And all I can say is I know these competitors in my area on the West Coast, and I know the ones who are dirty, which is vast majority except us. So some have more dirt than others, though. But you guys really got to be careful with this kind of stuff. The people with the more serious crimes understand that. Those are the ones that come to us. So those are not an issue. It's just these younger guys who don't really know the street game or the game. They get taken in by this BS, which is really unfortunate. But anyway, just a word of warning that if you have a peace bond and you got to the border, the guards will use that. They'll try to get you to do this so they can, what they call paper you. Paper you means put you on a waiver. That's what they call it, paper you. It does say in the code, another manual, that if you've paid any kind of monetary fine or a penny, even a penny for an offense, that's technically a conviction. That's just a matter of opinion, in my opinion. It depends on how you look at it. Peace bond might say $500 fine, a peace bond. This competitor will say, oh, it's a conviction, that's a conviction. What I'm going to say is that it's the job of these guards to find the, I don't want to say dirt, but find the particulars on a particular case. Now, if these guards do not see it, these guards have nothing to go on. So these guards have no reason to ask. So what I will say to people is that if the guard's asking you a question straight out, he's got the info in front of him. And if you get caught making a false statement, you can get in deep trouble. And even so many years in federal prison. I won't tell you why I know this, but let's just say we know this. So this is kind of a touchy topic for us because we cannot tell you to make a false statement to these guards. We can tell you is to use your best judgment, and if there's nothing documented, no one knows something. No one knows something. I mean, no one knows. But if you're asked straight up, yeah, you cannot really make false statements. It's all I will say. It's like, again, it's a touchy topic. So I'm going to answer it that kind of way. If you came to the office, we explain it much greater detail, but for now, I'm just trying to keep it as generic as possible. So guys, just be aware before you hire these discount waiver companies or some of these lawyers, because a lot of them don't know what they're doing. Another thing I want to touch upon, let's get out of this screen. Okay. Another thing I want to touch upon. Guys, there's no such thing as a waiver renewal. There's no such thing. So each waiver application is always a new application as far as CBP is concerned. So case in point, if you've already had 3 waivers and you say, oh, Ken, I want to do a renewal. I said, what's that? I want to renew my waiver. You're not renewing it. So you're not renewing a waiver. You're doing a new application. It's important you guys understand that, because one of the things we're running into now, and I hate to say it, is partly our fault. And the thing is, first of all, these cases take a lot of man hours to prepare and a lot of effort, especially for us to have our 98, 99% success rate. But what we do, the way we prepare everything and how efficient we are, we make it look a lot easier than what it is. So people come to us, come back, say, okay, and you did the last 4 waivers. This is, or let's just say last 2 waivers. This is a renewal, but it's the same thing. Each application is always a new application, and you have to prepare it in a way as if it was the original application. So there's no such thing as a renewal, but we've made it look so easy for people. We've essentially, I hate to say it, we've just spoiled too many of our clientele. We've held their hands, which is fine. I get being spoiled, but they are really, a lot of them just spoiled rotten by how we treat them. They love it. Don't get me wrong, they love it, but they think it's a lot easier than what it is. Well, it's really not. So remember, there's no such thing as a waiver renewal. Each application is always considered a new application by CBP. If you go down to the border, I should take these off actually. If you go down to that border and then you talk to the guard about a renewal, don't be surprised if the guard says to you, renewal, there's no such thing, sir. There's no such thing as a renewal. So each application is always a new application. Just remember that. And just see, I'm looking at other notes here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so anyway, this was just a short video. So I've covered what I was looking to in this video. You guys got to really do your due diligence with these cases. I mean, we've focused on the complex cases. That's what we excel in. The smaller fish cases are fine, but what we're also doing now is we're gearing towards the complex stuff mostly, and also waiver cases that get denied by competitors. What we're finding, we're getting a lot of people in that got their cases denied by Batman's pardons and waivers, experts and all that BS, and also certain lawyers, which I won't say their names, and at least not yet. So these people are coming to us, we're getting them sorted out, but that's definitely becoming a main business. And you guys, I'll let you know straight up, when you come to us for that business because your waiver got denied because you went to Batman's waivers, etc., we can turn it around, but it's going to cost you more money because we have to undo everything that Batman did. So it's, some people, it's unfortunate. No, we get people calling, and we explain to them why, and they get it. They all get it. But some of them say, well, I just don't have the money for that. And I say, well, look, we can work something out here. So whether it's payments, the payment plan, whatever, I say, you know what? You got referred by such and such person who is a bit of a high roller with us. We work something out. So basically, we work out something for every person to get them what they want, because you guys deserve it. I mean, you guys work hard every day, and you guys have to deal with all the BS at the job and BS on the roads, and especially if you, I was going to say, especially if you live in Maple Ridge, but I won't pick on Maple Ridge. But, you guys deserve this kind of stuff. You guys deserve to be happy and be able to travel, etc. I mean, as it is, just COVID is a pain in the ass. So we'll work something out for you guys. I mean, but you guys, a lot of this could have been avoided. I'm going to tell you guys now, if not all of you, but it's mostly you smaller fish or medium fish guys, if you guys stop cheaping out, you really wouldn't run into this problem as much and go for the cheapest company that does your case. Just like those American defense contractors that I think they bid on projects, and then the American government awards the contract to the lowest bidder. Well, look what happened to the space shuttle in '86 when it blew up, because that shuttle was built by the lowest bidder. So you guys don't need to focus on price as much. You need to focus on quality. Quality is job one. Oh, yeah, that was the commercial ones. So anyway, and that's all I'm going to talk about for today. The limo service is still going well. We have limo service for our clientele, for the high end / big fish, those roller type guys. But slowly filtering it down to like the common person as well. For example, we gave a limo ride to a lady who has a medium-sized offense, but you know what? She's a nice person. So I said, why not? And we gave one to another gentleman who he's got a small fish case, but because he got bent over by a discount waiver company, I went ahead and said, you know what? Limo ride free of charge for you. and for the lady, because you got to do good things for people in life sometimes, if you can. Because you do good, law of attraction, good comes back to you. And the one troll, the mellow fellow, haven't had a chance to engage with him, but honestly, we just don't have the time. So mellow fellow, you're wondering what happened to us. Well, what happened to us is something that you do not have, is the fact that we're so busy, we don't have time to engage in simple nonsense with commoners. But anyway, all right, guys, so done for the day. Get back to check out some more videos we're going to put out here soon. We're going to do one on COVID. Or maybe I don't know if we can actually say that on YouTube. We're going to do one on a certain issue that's impacting society right now. I will just say that. So, all right, guys. So again, it's Ken Scott, Senior U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst with US Entry Waiver Services.com. And that's 1-888-908-3841 or 604-332-9213. And again, this is the Denied Entry to USA show. And in the words of my esteemed colleague, live long and prosper.
I got to tell you, folks, wait till Hulk Hogan comes out here. The roof is going to come off the Bell Center here in Montreal. As the anticipation builds, you can feel it. The legendary Hulk Hogan is a heartbeat away